Hi everyone. So for this week's discussion, I selected option B. So it's how would you describe the difference between equity and equality, and support your posts with a concrete example from your personal life, and then what are the instructional implications between equality and equity when designing assessments. So I had put that the difference to me between equity and equality in a learning setting is that equality is treating everyone the same, no matter what language they speak, read, or understand, or what their learning ability is. Equity is providing the needs of every individual to help provide the maximum learning experience. So that means accommodating or making modifications to the curriculum to meet their needs. So an example might be having learners on an IEP integrated in a general education class, and then the general education teacher showing equality. So that necessarily, that's not a bad thing that they're trying to treat them like everyone else, but when it comes to having a learner on an IEP or a 504 plan, those are legal documents. So it's important for general educators to follow the accommodations or modifications or whatever is in place for them to meet their needs. I know an example would be I actually talked to my mentor about this recently because I had a student failing a math class, and he's in a general education math class. And when I mentioned the teacher's name, she said that this teacher can be very difficult with our students. I guess he doesn't always like to follow what's in place for them. So we have to constantly be reminding him throughout the school year, hey, this is a legal document, please follow it. This is what they need. And but because he doesn't do that, they've been failing his class. And it is not just my student, it's a handful of my students that have that same teacher. Other students on that are special education have also been failing his class. So they're kind of it's at a point where even my students, I just don't, the work is too hard. I don't want to try anymore. He's not willing to work with me. And so they're just coming to us with how they're feeling. And it's really sad. It's sad to hear them say they're pretty much wanting to give up in his class. And a student should not have to feel that way. But that was my personal experience with that. So some instructional implications maybe when it comes to assessing would be that learners are not understanding the material being taught, or the assessment being given, just the language barrier might be an issue. So that's where we as educators need to help them by providing it in their language, or even doing one-on-one, doing their language and in English, just so they know and can compare, to help them understand this means this, or when we're asking you this is what I mean. Or even I don't know, I know for some assessments we could use even us reading it to them out loud in their own language would be a good idea. So and then their learning levels too, providing the assessment in their learning level so that we get accurate results, because I think that's definitely important for them, is to provide something at their level. Because if not, we're pretty much setting them up for failure, and that's not, as educators, that's not what we should be doing. We should be giving them a chance to learn in their own way, at their learning level, in their home language, or whatever works best for them to help them succeed in their education.